Hi there. Well, today I'm in quite a reflective mood because it's a really special moment in my life. Just preparing to go down to London because tomorrow actually marks the end of my transition. I've been in transition for 7.5 years. It's been such a long journey. It's been a hell of a journey, and it's not been an easy journey at all. And it's a journey that nobody chooses to be trans, but the only choice you have is whether you do anything about it or not. And it's just a choice of being happy or not. And once I'd realised that I'd admitted to myself that this is who I am and this is what I need to do in order to be happy, it was then a case of having to do it. And that's really difficult. It's really difficult to admit it to myself, let alone actually putting it into practice. But I embarked on this crazy journey. There's lots of ups and downs through it. Um, and I've finally got to the end of my journey. So tomorrow marks the end of it because I'm having my uh, lower surgery, my gender reassignment surgery, as it's called, or sometimes or gender affirming surgery. It used to be called sex reassignment surgery. Um, so it's the lower surgery that's been happening tomorrow. I mean, I had my breast augmentation surgery 3 years ago, and that's been amazing. So glad that I've had that done. But it's the final stage now. So having my lower surgery tomorrow, and I'm in quite a reflective mood about it. And not one thing I would say is that not all trans people have surgery, um, because the whole purpose of transition is to alleviate the distress caused by the gender dysphoria, which is a mismatch between how you feel in your head and your heart, your gender identity, as opposed to your primary sex characteristics and the label you were given at birth. And so there's lots of different steps and stages on the way on transition in transition. And so often what some people do is that they take a certain number of steps and stages, and then once they get to a certain stage, they're happy, and so they no longer feel that they need to go any further, and so they stop. And that's why many trans people don't have certain surgeries, but they're just as valid as the people who do. But for me, yes, I am happy, but it just feels right to complete the job basically for me, and it doesn't feel right still having male genitalia, even though it's shrunk a lot from what it used to be, purely because I've been on cross-sex hormones and testosterone blockers for 7.5 years. So already, I've been chemically castrated for for 7.5 years, because 3 months after first taking blockers, that's what happened. So then my male genitalia became sexually useless. Um, so yeah, I've been chemically castrated for all that time, but so everything all shrinks up, and it's not, you can't use it. But it now, looking at my body, it doesn't feel right just having an outie. I want an innie. um, but there's still, I'm still feeling quite reflective about it. I don't bear any sort of bad feelings towards it. When I look at it, I mean, some trans people do. I'm very lucky that I don't. I'm grateful for having it in the first place, because it's allowed me to have the best thing that's ever happened to me, and that's have my daughter. Because without that male genitalia, 14 years ago, um, I wouldn't be able to have my daughter, and she is the best thing that's ever happened to me. She's amazing, and I love her so much. Um, but it's time to move on now. So we're going to be heading down to London shortly, and to have my surgery. I've got the best surgeon. She's amazing, absolutely amazing. So I'm so pleased that I've got her. So Tina Rashid, everybody loves her. She's great. So I've got her. So tomorrow afternoon, that's it. That's going to be it. So I'm feeling a mixture of nerves, but excitement as well. And I've just been taking each day as it comes. Um, and there are different types of surgery, and I want to just explain the different types that there are available. because it's something that most people have never heard about. So I thought I'd just rabbit on a bit about it. So there's one type that some people have the sort of most, I suppose the simplest form is just an orchiectomy, which is basically removal of the testes. So that just stops the need to be having testosterone blockers for the rest of one's life. I'm not having that. That wouldn't be enough for me. There's another one which is just which is called a vulvoplasty, which basically just forms the vulva. So removal. So the penis is taken away and the testes are taken away, and it forms a vulva, but there's no vagina, so there's no cavity there. But there is. You still do have a working clitoris, because the part of the head of the penis is then formed into the clitoris, and so you get that sensitivity there. So to look at it, it looks the part, but there's just no vagina there. Again, I did wonder about that, to be honest, for quite a long time, but I still thought that wasn't for me. I wanted to go for the full version, and so I'm going to be having the full version, which is called a vaginoplasty. So basically, the testes will be removed, and then the erectile tissue will be removed. That's discarded. So they will be making a cavity between the bowel and my prostate, and the penis will be turned inside out, so that will end up forming the vagina, and then they'll be using extra skin like that to make the labia minora and majora, and then they were using the head of the penis or part of it to form the clitoris, and so there will be so basically it will look exactly like a cisgender female anatomy, and there will also be the vagina there as well. But to keep the depth, what we'll have to do is I'll have to dilate very, very regularly. It's a lifetime commitment to doing this, to keep that depth. But to begin with, I have to do that very regularly. So I'll be in hospital for 6 nights, and then when I come home, then I'll have to dilate 3 times a day for the first 3 months. And basically, what that is basically they're giving me 2 dilators, so they're basically like dildos, basically. And then a smaller one to begin with, and then a larger one. The smaller one will have to go in for 5 minutes initially, and then the larger one for 15 minutes. But it can take quite a long time to actually do this. So each dilation may take, say, up to 2 hours to begin with, until I get used to it. Once I get used to it, then the process will get much quicker. And I'll have to do that 3 times a day for the first 3 months, and then it should ease off a bit, and then after that it should go down to about twice a day, and for another couple of months. Then after that it'll be once a day, and eventually, hopefully, after about a year, probably get down to about once a week, and then it could gradually get longer. And so, but it's something that I'll always have to do for the rest of my life, just to maintain the depth of my vagina. So it is a big commitment, but it's something that I'm prepared to do, and it's something that I need to do. And the thing is that, I'm already happy. I'm already living my best life, but for me, it just completes the job. And it just means that when I look down there, it just feels right. It just feels complete. But I say it's not right for everybody, but for me, it is. So it's quite something. So tomorrow really does mark the end of an era. Well, the end of an era, really, but it's the end of the official end of my transition. Although there's still be ongoing aftercare, for the rest of my life. But anyway, I should have put a warning up, I suppose, at the start of this, just saying that I'm going to be talking quite graphically. But be interesting to see if this video gets banned, won't it? Well, what the hell? But I wanted to be open and honest, just so that it helps to educate you. I'm hoping just to do maybe some video diaries as I'm going along. I may not push them out as I'm going along. I probably won't be able to, but maybe string them together and just to take you along on the journey of what's going to be happening next week. Anyway, see you on the other side.